Good morning, YouTubers. We're taking you on an adventure this morning. Some of you know that we used to do pet transport a while back. And we used to go all over. We used to pick up dogs in Chicago and bring them back to Florida and vice versa. Well, one of our regular customers, when she calls us, we usually take the call and do it for her. You know, we still feel okay to do that. So today we're headed to Orlando to pick up a hairless, crested little dog for her. However, this is the catch. It's kind of a mystery to me. Years ago, I used to be a private detective, and I mostly worked for lawyers looking for people and stuff like that. But this lady called me to go get a dog for her, and she's an old lady, and I mean, I'm an old lady too, but she's a really nice lady. And you know, let me just say in short that she called this guy while I was on the phone with her so we could all communicate, and as soon as I asked him a question, he hung up. And that happened twice, and it sounds kind of fishy to me, but she asked me to please go and see if I could pick up the dog, and if not, she would still pay us for the ride. We needed to get out for a while. But anyway, the guy sounded like he was Vietnamese or Chinese, right? I'm not sure. That's what it sounded like on the phone. But he had a really strange phone number, and that's not abnormal now, you know, because we all take our phone numbers with us as we move around the country, you know. But one thing did catch me funny, is that he had a Jewish last name. Or so I asked her, you know, what is this man's name that we're going to pick the dog up from? She said Rosenberg. I said, Rosenberg? So let's see how this trip turns out. We're going to take you with us. If we see anything interesting, I'm going to add it in the video. But, I mean on the road, of course. But, then as we get there and when we arrive, we'll find out if it's legitimate or not. One time we went all the way to somewhere, Minnesota or something, for this poor girl. She bought an English Bulldog online, and when she got there, or when she sent us there, it was an empty lot. So let's see what we can get into today. I'll be back. Hey guys. Okay, it's 2 days later. But anyway, I wanted to get back with you. We were over there getting all the eBay and Poshmark and all that stuff straightened out in the storage. So don't mind my hair. I look like I just came out of the dryer. But anyway, we went over and we were going to go pick up that dog. And before I even got an hour from there, I knew for sure the guy was a scammer. And it's just horrible. When we used to do pet transport a couple of years back, we did a lot of pet transport all over the place. You know, north, south, east, west, you name it. Not just in Florida. And this lady that we were getting the dog for the other day, she knows us, and we've done a lot of her rescues, you know, picking up her rescues and stuff like that. And yeah, well, this guy, to make a long story short, he scammed her out of over $1,000 the other day. And I told you guys years ago I used to do PI. Most of it was for attorneys, but some of it wasn't. And so I knew how to kind of feel people out and stuff, especially when we did transport for the animals. We had several people who were scammed, and they would send us to these addresses to pick up an English Bulldog, a Doberman Pinscher, puppies, or whatever. And they would all be scams. We'd get there, it would be like the people at the address would say, I don't know who you're looking for. You know, there's nobody here that has a dog or whatever, or a cat. So we ran into several of those in our few years. And it broke our heart because, I mean, you're all ready to get this puppy and you think your transporter's coming back with this puppy, and then the transporter has to tell you, I'm sorry, but this guy don't even live here. And, you know, we even had one or two that thought that we were just telling them that, you know. But, because they didn't know us very well, and I can't blame them. But anywho, the saddest one was the English Bulldog that we ran into. She wanted us to go pick him up near Indiana. We were coming from Florida, and she paid $3,000 and over the internet, you know. And what's funny is, well, let me finish that first because I'm jumping all around. I know I am, but it just makes me so mad when people do this. But so we got there wasn't even a house there. It was an empty lot, and I had to tell this lady that I don't know what to tell you to do, you know, because I didn't know how she paid him or, you know, stuff like that. We were only the transporters, you know. So anyway, she never got her money back, of course, and we felt bad for her because she had lost her dog, so like months before, and she found a puppy that looked just like that dog. She wanted that puppy, and I felt bad for her, but there's nothing we can do, you know. And then this one here with this lady, since I knew her so well, I was very suspicious from the get-go because she made arrangements with us to pick up the dog like 3 weeks ago, and then a week ago yesterday she had called the guy while I was on the phone with her. And when I asked him a question, he hung up. And I thought, that's really weird. Maybe he'll call back. She said, well, let me try to call him again. Well, he never called back. That should have been her first clue, but it wasn't. So she said, well, let me try to call him again. So she put me on hold and she tried to call him. No answer. And, so I told her, I said, this don't seem right to me. I just have a bad feeling in my stomach. And when I get a bad feeling in my stomach, God with the Holy Spirit really moves me when things just ain't right. He always has, always will. And so anyway, she said, she said, I'm going to try to get him back. So needless to say, for 3 days she tried to get him. He didn't answer. And then this last Friday, she said that she got a hold of him, and she set it up where we could go pick up the dog yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday. Duh. Anyway, so she said, let me get him on the line. I said, yeah, and make sure I get his phone number because I said, you know, if we're running late or something, I want to let him know. We always do. So she gave me the phone number. And I looked at that phone number a couple of times, and I don't know where I'd seen that phone number before, but I knew it was, I know this sounds weird, but there was just something about that phone number. You know, everybody can live anywhere and take their phone number with them, so, I mean, you can't really say, well, you know, he don't live in Florida, because if he did, he wouldn't have a New York phone number, right? Okay. But this was a weird New York phone number. But I recognized it in the back of my computer mind somewhere from doing transport. But anyway, to make a long story short, Bert's going like this to me. He thinks he's Judge Judy. Anyway, when she called him back again, he had answered. He was on the phone with her. I asked him not really a personal question, you know. I mean, I can't even remember what I asked him, to be honest with you. But he hung up. I told her something is not right. I said, how much did this guy charge you for the dogs? Because she had asked me if I had Cash App. By the way, listen to this. She had asked me if I had Cash App so she could pay me for transport through Cash App. And I said, no, pay me when I get there in cash or pay me through PayPal. Because I do not have Cash App. Okay, so she couldn't do that, so she decided to just pay me in cash when I got the dog and went to her house. Well, I trusted her because, you know, we've done this so many times before, right, for her. But I still had the reservations about that guy. And when we left at 7 o'clock in the morning, I texted her. I said, we're on our way to Orlando to pick up Lucy. I said, but I still have a very bad feeling about this. Well, we knew Melinda, and Melinda sleeps practically all morning. You know, you can't get a hold of her. But I wanted to at least leave her a message. So then again, I just kept getting this feeling, something's not right, something's not right. I text the guy because I tried to call him, and he had this Google thing that's out where the Google thing will ask you your name. And then they connect your call and tell him who's calling, and he can accept it or not, right? Okay, well, to make a long story short, he didn't accept it. So I texted him and said, hey, look, Melinda tells me you like to text better than be on the phone. I said, you need to get with me because I need to verify your address with you, which I already had his address, or his supposed address. I already had it, but I always want to verify, you know. So we verified I said hello, and then he said hello. I said, oh wow, he finally answered me back after 10 minutes. And he said, how much money did Melinda give you? I said, she didn't give me anything. I said, she paid you up already from what I hear. I'm just supposed to go pick up the dog. Well, the dog got sick during the week, and I had to take it to the doctor, and I had to pay $200 and something. So now Melinda has to pay me $200 before you can come pick up the dog. I said, well, you need to get with Melinda on that because I'm on my way there. So he went, I guess, to call Melinda, and I was talking to Bert, and I said, something smells dirty about this whole situation. I said, so first of all, I went and did some things while we were in the car, and I looked up, and the people who lived at that address, you know, I went through Google Earth, and I could see the house and everything real quiet, and I had checked it out a couple of days in a row, okay? This was a little brick house, and it was downtown in Orlando, you know. Well, I did my little searching, and this guy, when he did say 2 words to me on the phone the first time that she, that she had called me with him on the phone, I knew right away something was wrong, because he was a foreigner, which don't mean nothing. Don't think I'm against foreigners, because I'm not. But what made me suspicious is when this guy could not spell, he put stuff backwards on the text. And also, I asked the girl his name, and the one we were picking up the dog for, and she said, oh, his name is Paul Rosenberg. I said, no damn way. I said, now for sure I know he's a scammer. That is not a Paul Rosenberg. It was a long, drawn-out thing. I mean, right now, I'm just, you know, making a 15-minute video or whatever, but, you know, I said, no, this can't be right. She said, well, will you please pick him up? I'll pay you anyway if you go there, and, you know, 'cause I said, she said, I don't think he's a scammer, blah, blah, blah. So I said, how much did you pay this guy for this dog? She said, well, I gave him a $400 deposit last week, and he wanted $1,000 for the dog. So yesterday I paid him the balance. I said, oh my God. So she paid him $1,000 for the dog. I said, well, he's trying to call you because he says you owe him $200 more for vet bills. But I had texted him back and said, oh, okay. I said, well, can you give me the name of the vet and the phone number, and I'll have her pay the vet directly. He never answered me back. I knew right there I had him. And I told her, I said, girl, you got scammed. You got scammed, I'm telling you. And long story, at first she wanted me to go anyway. I called the police in Orlando, the city police, and they kind of know us from picking up dogs before. And I said, look guys, there's just something going on. I don't want to start no problems over there. I said, but this guy gave this woman, one of our customers, an address. And I said, she still wants me to go pick him up, even though I'm pretty sure it's a scam. I said, but I just wanted to see if you guys would stand by, you know, just in case. And they said, sure, as soon as you get a mile away, you know, give us a call. We'll be there for you. I said, okay, great. So I called Melinda. Well, by the time I called Melinda back, she said, She said, don't go, Carol. Come to my house. She said, I'm going to pay you. Come to my house. I said, why? She said, because I'm not paying that man no more money. And I told him he needs to pay my money back today. So anyway, to make a long story short, she didn't get her money back yet. Cash App has a phone number. She didn't know how to find it. I found it for her. She has to call back Monday. However, my son, who also has Cash App, by the way, and he has a business, I told him about it. And he said, Mom, she's not going to get her money back with Cash App. I said, why not? He said, because they just don't do that. Once you pay somebody, it's paid through there. Everything's by computer. And I felt so bad. I just, you know, what are you going to do? So I guess the moral of the story is, whenever somebody sends you a picture of a dog that you want somebody to go pick up for you, and you know you're not doing it yourself and this and that, ask those people to send you a picture of the dog with a ball, or you know, the picture or a video or something, you know, something they have to take at that moment when you ask them, to make sure that that dog is just not a picture on the internet, because that's what happened. He sent her one picture. That was it. And when she asked for more, like I told her to do, he didn't send them. So that's your first clue right there. But we got scammers all over, guys. I'm not blaming Cash App. I don't know. You know, you just, as a person, you have to be so aware. Huh? Yeah, you just have to be so aware, because all these little apps are great. But you know what? One thing I like about PayPal is if she would have went to PayPal and said, this guy scammed me, there was no dog, blah, 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 and being as it was only 2 days later that she gave him the final payment, she probably would have got that payment back. So I don't know what to say. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to update you on it because, you know, I told you I would. Okay, guys, I love you guys. We got some more boxes to do. We've been sorting things out for eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. So I got stuff to take pictures of and all that for the platforms. And then we got the boxes we got to start tackling online. And we're going to show you what's in them. Love you guys. Bye.